Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Say something.
Something.
No, why can't I hear you?
Testing.
Because my volume is too far down. That's why.
Testing.
No, I'm okay. I got you now.
Okay.
Okay, we are almost the end of the perek.
Right.
A very weird bright. Rabbi Ben Yaakov Omer. Kol nosin shalom urabo chayim misa. You say shalom to your Rebbe, chayim misa. So Chaim explains, Kishar ka'adam shalom alecha v'lo amar shalom alecha Rabbi. He doesn't say, doesn't greet him as his Rebbe. So Ben Navoim Kol nosin shalom urabo. Shalom Rabo, Maksha Shalom Rabo. I guess it's a similar idea. He gives a greeting in an offhanded way, and returns greeting offhanded way. V'amar Davar Shlo Sham Bi Rabo. So he says something he didn't hear from his Rebbe, which is a very interesting thing. Now, because L'chari allowed to be mechadish, but I assume it's something which he heard from his Rebbe, and either doesn't. Something which he didn't hear from his Rebbe, and he said it in the name of his Rebbe. I have no proof that that's what it means, but that I don't understand otherwise what it does mean. So as I assume it means. Somebody who argues on his Rebbe's yeshiva, and the Rabbi Chaim says, he makes his own base medrash. So his teaching obviously is in the place of his Rebbe. Because if you're living in a different location, you can do whatever you want. But he's living in the place of his Rebbe, and he makes a different yeshiva than his Rebbe. But there's also true something is more halacha in the same town as the Rebbe is, without getting authorized by the Rebbe. So according to some versions, if you do get authorization, it's not valid. But according to most opinions, if you got authorization, it's valid. But without authorization, passing halacha in the city, gorem l'shchina shetistalik miYisrael, cause the Shechina to go away from Israel. Or since the Rebbe represents to us the Shechina, since he represents the received wisdom of the Torah, not giving proper respect to his Rebbe, or going against his Rebbe, certainly moves the Shechina from Mount Yisrael. On the other hand, Kol Mer Davar B'Shem Rabo, if you say something which you heard from your Rebbe in the name of your Rebbe, that's a good thing. Maybe Gulam, he brings a succor to the world. When Esther told Mordechai about Bigson and Seresh the king, Am Yisrael was saved. Toraman Ketzat. Ketzat Yochel Mordechai Lahagi LeEsther. Okay, it's a good question. Let's see what the question is in Chaim. Ketzat Yochel Mordechai Lahagi LeEsther. Lo Haya Zeb Emsa Laila. Bigson and Seresh were plotting in the middle of the night. Esther saw a melech. And Esther was then by the king. That's the reason why they give, why Bigson and Seresh wanted to kill the king, was Laura Inu Miyom Shanasa Shamru Miyom Shanasa Esther, from the day he married Esther, Laura Inu Shena Meinenu. We haven't been able to sleep. He's so busy with Esther that he's constantly calling on us. And we're sick and tired of that. So we want to kill him. So obviously, Achashverosh is in his chambers with Esther. How's Mordechai? going to get in to tell him about Big Son and Seresh's plot.
Mm-hmm.
So, this question ever bothered you before?
No.
No, me neither. But evidently it was that night that he had to get through to him and tell Achashverosh, hey, they're going to get you. So, Melamed shenichnas niftach lo kulam. So it teaches us that an ace occurred. Melamed shenichnas kob sochim ben ace. Where it's all the openings, I guess not just so they open, but they had to not been guarded. So he's able to get through all the gates to go into the king. Still seemed probably very uncomfortable. V'hilo money, and he told her all the signs. It says which cup they had put the poison. This is a kal v'chomer. Ma b'no shel Esther. It says here in the Chaim, b'no shel Esther is Koresh, but I think his name was not Koresh, but Daryovish. So this pasuk is probably not talking about Esther's literal son, right? Because it's pasuk in Yeshaya. Yeshaya was dead by the time the story of Esther rolled around.
Mm-hmm.
I will go before you. And my those things which are uneven, you strain in front of me. Even copper doors I'll break down, and metal bolts I will shear out. Right? So if the son of Esther, and again, I don't know it's called the son of Esther because it's Esther's Esther's husband's father's, whatever. No, I don't go backwards during Koresh, but obviously it's not really test directly. But nevertheless, there's some sort of connection here. So, what?
Read Rabbi Chaim.
Okay, Zenavu Nabi Yoshel the Koresh, Confucian Mikra. Vural Dayavish Benoshel Esther. Okay, so the way he's saying it, that the Nevuah was told by Yeshua about Koresh, but it was about Daryavish, who was Esther's son. Sheshtan Rishus leave no space on Mikdash. Nikragankin Koresh, Kisa Rosh Hashanah Gimel base. Seems all the Persian kings we call Darius and Cyrus simultaneously. It caused a tremendous amount of confusion in Persian history. Anyway, so Mordechai should mazikni say shalachas kama kama. So it's a strange kavachomer, obviously meant to be very agadic. But if Daryavish, all doors could be open in front of Daryavish to rebuild the Beis Hamikdash, all doors could be open in front of Mordechai to let to let them know what the to let Achashverosh know what was being plotted. Okay, next brisa. Ezu Rabbo, who's your rabbi we're talking about here? Koshlam the Mishnah Talmud. Anybody taught him Mishnayos Gemara? Avalon Mikra. The Rav Meir says Chaim. Avalon Mikra Klomar Rabbo Shlim the Mikra Eno Chashuv Rabbo Muvak. It's not his main rabbi, and therefore the terrible description of the ramifications of giving improper greeting don't apply to every rabbi. They apply to your Rabbi Muvak, the one that taught you Mishnah and Talmud. Okay, that's one opinion. Rabbi Meir Kosher of Talmido Mimenu. Right, it says Rabbi Chaim says what's the Kiddush? V'imrov Talmud Mikra Chashuv Zeh Rabbo. If you're only an expert on Tanakh, so whoever taught you Tanakh primarily is your Rebbe, right? Rabbi Yosef Kosher ain't up in Mishnah so. Anybody illuminate his eyes in a Mishnah, in any Mishnah, says Chaim, but feel ain't wrote Chachmos V'imenu. Most of his wisdom doesn't come to that guy. So it's his Rebbe for this purposes. Rabbo Suma, similarly, a proper respect for Rebbe is his Rebbe is blind. Al Yomar Lo Rebbe Shaka Chama, because that's taunting him, because he can't see the sun's head. Rather, Al Yomar Lo Salik Tfilecha, sorry. Take off your tefillin, because and the Rebbe will understand. it must be because the sun is setting. So it says, Hilchasa Kiman. Who's the halacha like? Who's considered to be a Rebbe? Tashmadid Malach Rabbi Yossi. Damar Kosher Nami Mishnaso. Okay, so it says one note. Velema Seifa Oker. What does that mean? Lema Seifa, sorry. Ikar. Let's see what he says here. Lema Alok, it says, Lema Alok Rabbi Yossi, the Lishtok, Bani Adan Rabbi Yossi, Damar Kosher Einov the Mishnah. I'm not sure what he said here. Sufa Ikar.
Why did you say explicitly it's like Rabbi Yossi? Just say the end of the end of the brisa.
Right. Okay. So now and now you said
Hilchasa Kaman Tashma Diitmar, and he says the Lema Halacha Rabbi Yossi, Karsinan, Perish Lema Halacha Rabbi Yossi, Velishtok, Ana Yadana Rabbi Yossi Huda Amar Kol Shir Mishnah. So this, this whole thing is the Idmar Halacha Rabbi Yossi Damar Kol Shir Mishnah. Lema Sofa Ikar. Why are you being so verbose about it, Mr. Amara? Just say halacha is like the Seifa.
Then why? I think Ikar is the answer. He's saying Velema Seifa, just a kosher Mishnah. So Ikar, I think means the beginning. In other words, the main thing is who said. I guess the main part of it is who said it. I don't know if I'm right, but I think that Ikar is part of the answer.
All right.
Okay. Be as it may. Iboilu. The Pesach. Moshe said the Rabbi, can a person recline in front of his Rebbe? Tashma. Ima called on Mesa a few times in Rabbo. Says it right. Right. Even the time with his Rebbe can recline on Pesach. V'amar Rabbi Kevin Beimar Havas Ginon Briche Dadadi. When we were in Rabbi Yosef's house, we used to line each other's briche could mean their knees.
Maybe Avrechim, the students would.
You know what? But
It says Mazgin and Avrechim Adechayim Mesubin Kol Echad Al Birkei Chaveru.
Yeah, on the knees. But look at something. We have to go back. Rabbi Chaim throws in a whole line here. He says, "Between Velema say Lema halacha Rabbi." He throws in. I don't know where this is. It's not in the Gemara. It says Lema Rabbi Yossi Garcinon. He's putting that in. In other words, before Velema Sefer Ikar. It says Lema. It's putting in Perish Lema Rabbi Yossi Lishtav. But then Rabbi Yossi Damar Kol Shein Mishnah. So he's saying on the contrary, it should have just said halachas like Rabbi Yossi, right? And I know what he said. Umishani, and we don't have this either. Is tanoi tani umachlif. That those who switch the shittas around. Perish yeshem machlifin the Rabbi Yehuda, the Rabbi Yehuda who the Markosher no Mishnah. Rabbi Yossi the Markosher of Chachmas Mimenu, and therefore he had to say. How's Rabbi Yossi and kosher enough because you should know what Rabbi Yossi holds. Because there's some Gersos which round the Tanas. So that's going to ask Lema Sefer Ikar Akati Kushia Kasha Dil Lema Halacha Kitana Basraisa. Fine, so just say Halacha is like whoever said that statement. The kosher enough Mishnah Ushine Basar Brisa. Ushine Basar Brisa. Below Mashani Mida. It's not answered. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, okay, so each one was reclining on his friend's knees. Rabbi Yosef said to us, "Lo tzrichtu, you don't have to do it. Morabcha Kamara Shemayim. So therefore, in fact, you should not do Haseva by a Rebbe. Not that it's optional. It's mandatory not to do it. Although I don't know if it's actually proof. Because you could say that, it was a big tircha to recline each other's knees. So he was saying, this you don't have to do. Because you don't have to do that. Because you can rely on Flakula. I'm more Rav Chakamara Shemayim. And say, well, since you're sitting in front of me, you don't have to do Haseva at all. You don't have to go through the bother of reclining each other's knees. Okay? Elohai Mukim La, Beshulia Denagre, that which says that a Tommy can recline in front of his Rebbe. It's talking about an apprentice, a carpenter's apprentice. So a regular guy, and economic, a regular Rebbe, real Rebbe, Shematori, Taka perhaps don't have to be, Taka perhaps do not have to recline. Maybe not forbidden from reclining. When does it say you can recline? When you're the apprentice of a stone craftsman. Okay. Right. So Rabbi Chaim changes gears here too. Tremble. When does he have to tremble from his Rebbe? When his Rebbe is at what distance does he have to tremble from him? Evidently, it means like the express more by not reclining, but whatever the case is.
Look what he says. Perish l'amod lechodo.
Oh, l'amod lechodo. I missed that. Okay. Okay, but for something or other, perish l'amod lechodo. Okay, so as far as he can see him. Okay. Should we stop here to stand the perek? Or just,
I think
what?
we could probably do one more.
The next one is pretty long, but we can start it and stop in the middle of tomorrow.
Well, then we'll just pick it up next week.
Okay. Right.
Next week.
Okay.
Shkaf.
Very good. Okay. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Okay. Sunday Corregio, right?
Mitzvah Shem.
Okay. Bye.